Viewer discretion is advised. Your fave will be criticized.
That's Chantel.
That's Chris.
And this is CCTV, the non-stop pop show.
And it's time for the January 2024 K-Pop Pop Off.
Here on CCTV, Chantel and I have the inside scoop with extensive experience performing on stage and working at record labels. You can join us in our in-depth conversations about global pop music on Patreon at patreon.com/cctvpops and become a part of our awesome crew, which includes Lily, Louie, Emily, and Juliet.
Yes. And we put up a poll on all of our socials, Twitter and YouTube, at CCTV Pops, and you all voted for 3 of K-pop's biggest releases of January 2024 to battle it out in our pop-off segment, where we will discuss and compare the songs, videos, and performances, and everything in between. And this is meant for pure fun, so don't take it seriously. Okay? Join us and let us know what wins for you in the comments.
And this month, you voted for B1A4's Rewind, G-I-DLE's Super Lady, and SF9's BIBORA. And I have to say, there were a lot of close votes. So NMIX's Dash was so close.
Yeah.
G-I-DLE beat them out by very little.
Oh, shoot.
And B1A4 came out of nowhere. So the B1A4 fans, the last couple hours of the poll, you guys shot up a couple hundred.
That's
there.
Amazing.
Yeah. But yes, we will react to NMIX's Dash. ITZY's is Untouchable.
Yeah.
And there's one more that we'll react to in our special bonus episode. So definitely check that out if you're a Patreon or Spotify subscriber.
Because it gets juicy.
Yes. All right, so let's get ready to rumble.
Round 1.
All right, we have player 1, B1A4, Bilasa, with Rewind, and it was done by Sinu, Ram, and Lee Han-soo.
Player 1.
So the first round is all about the song itself. So the production, the melody, the vocals. So I don't know much about B1A4, to be very honest. I kind of know the title tracks, but I wasn't ever a huge fan back in the day.
Valid.
So I had really no expectations going into this, but I was very pleasantly surprised. I think the production is really nice.
Yeah.
It's very me. It's very kind of like Bruno Mars-esque, funky 90s.
Yeah.
Which I always love that.
I didn't think about that.
And just listening to the vocals, it is really funny because you can tell they're an older K-pop group. It's just a very different style of singing. The whole execution is much more loose.
Yeah.
More soulful. You talk about soul quite a lot in these K-pop reviews. And it's very effortless soul in their case.
Right.
And there's some really nice vocal tones there. It's all very soft. Again, just feels very relaxed and some nice harmonies in there too.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's catchy. The rewind, and a little chanty moment. It's fun.
Yes.
And the bridge helps really kind of keep it interesting as well.
Yeah.
Because I do wish the final chorus had a bit more of a climax. Maybe it needed a key change. If you're going to go 90s, give it a key change.
Yeah.
Or it just needed something, because there were some ad-libs and stuff, but it wasn't a...
Take us home.
Yeah.
That's valid.
But I enjoy it overall. Yeah, what do you think?
I think I had similar ideas. The New Jack Swing group is always welcome. And I would say that with the singles, they've never really gone for a retro sound per se. They were very much K-pop was what it was for a little while before it got, people say, too Western, but it was a lot of I want to say smaller, but kind of smaller companies who couldn't afford to outsource too much. They were using in-home producers, and they were bam, this is what we got. So they sound super K-pop back in the day. So, I mean, this is a safe route, I think, in terms of using retro. Like I said, it is welcome, but I do wish they would have had a melodic hook in terms of certain verse parts. Or a catchphrase to latch onto, in their song, What's Happening? There's a go to mod part. Everyone, all the little fans know it, or you know that part. With BIBORA was still in the group and Jin Young were in the group. There was moments there. I will say though, I think because some of the members did contribute to the writing, it maintained the group's voice. The chanting, they do that. They've done that. The singing was, like you said, really nice, and I do appreciate how well it was mixed. Because sometimes you'll get something and it's just Lord, Mary, Joseph, and the Lamb. Here's the tuning. Oh my gosh. I also like that the shouting wasn't really too forward in the mix too. That matters, because then after a while I'm taking my headphones off. But yeah, even without the other two members, I feel it was still B1A4, but like trying to slide in there, kind of like, hey guys, we're kind of back. Let's see what this, like a tester that was just like a gift to the fans. I'm not sure about the full scope of it. So B1A4 fans, please let me know. I love the braids, like you said.
Yeah.
Sinu was my favorite one because he looks like a rabbit, but I like his part because his falsetto on that part does something for me. The lyrics are already super romantic, and that bridge part is really like so sweet because it's about seeing someone in the dream and like holding on to them, and yeah, the whole sentiment there drives it home. But like you said, the ending just kind of plateaus.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's about it though. It's pretty good overall though.
Nice. Okay, so moving on to player 2, we have I-DLE with Super Lady.
Player 2.
So this one was done by member Jun Soyeon and Pop Time Daily and Likey.
The usual suspect for this one.
Yes, so there was some controversy. Like Wife came out first, then it was banned first lyrics.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry I realized that Idol, because of Soyeon, they have a voice that is very much like, I'm that girl.
Yes.
And I do appreciate it. I think this song is a fun direction in terms of like different concept. Like Queen Cars was them like playing around, but this was them like kind of like stomping their heels a little bit. I appreciate it. They weren't doing too much of a girl crush sound. Like for me, it sounded like End of Time. The thing about that bass line was giving. I was like, ooh.
Oh, interesting.
I just keep singing Beyonce. Either way, Beyonce during the 4 era meets Tiara's Sugar Free. Sugar Free. Yeah. That intro with Soyeon belting her little face off, that's the part where I was like, is this the hook? Because remember with Bite Me, we thought unfortunately with Bite Me,
it was the chorus.
That was the chorus, but the chorus didn't elevate in any kind of way. With this one, we only hear it one time.
Yeah.
And I kind of was like, I don't want to hear it again.
I know. I thought it was the chorus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it would be because that intro goes off because the chorus is cool or whatever, but it kind of, like when it gets to that point of the song, it kind of falls by the wayside. Lady. Like, I don't know, it kind of just doesn't do much for me. And I like the militant sound of it, of the whole song with the drums and then the runway kind of like switch up in the chorus.
Yeah.
But then the vocal production, the vocal delivery is just underwhelming. The lady, come on, ladies, follow. And I was like, oh, that's it? Dang it. You know, there wasn't anything else. The lyrics are super defiant, and I really appreciate that. The girls, again, are very believable, and I guess that's because they've been around for a little while. Like they were kind of like 3rd gen, cusp 4th gen.
Yeah.
So they have a little bit of that like stuff that we like. And I could hear it in their voice. It didn't sound too like forced. Even with Shuha's part, it didn't sound forced. And as for the English lyrics, at this point, we all know like she's gonna like not have the best English. But I'm not gonna hold you. I like that because I got a superpower, and then the super natch. I like the super natch thing because it's like, honey, it's super natch. But we say
Sure.
Annoying people say saws and resi and all this other crap. So you know what? Let's just get over it at this point. Like she's got it. It wasn't too bad though, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, that's some other stuff. But
Yeah, they've done worse.
just the one with blood is hot. You know.
Yeah. It's one of those songs. Yeah, the intro. Oh, it started off so strong, and I was like,
Yeah.
like, what is this? And it does. It that's the climax of it. Unfortunately, like it kind of like that's like the best part of it for me. But I will say the whole vibe of the song makes me think of Little Mix. You know, because they did the whole militant kind of thing, power, salutes. Yes. So this made me think of that. I was like, oh, I could hear Jade or Perry belting that intro. You know, like it could work with those songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my reference.
Nice.
But yeah, I think the instrumental and production is fun. Like with the processed guitars, the wiry synths and stuff. It all feels very full. It has a lot of like drive to it. And it is that militant thing. Like you want to like march to it. Like it has that progression in it. The chorus moment, I've seen a lot of people compare this to Everglow on socials. People have referenced that this song kind of sounds like Everglow a little bit.
Oh, I can see that.
Which now that I've read that, I hear it for sure.
Yeah.
And people have also been pointing out there are lyrical shout outs to other girl groups as well. Like there's Savage, Aespa, there's Fearless from the Seraphim. So I love that, you know. So yeah, I appreciate that. And the final outro moment is giving Blackpink. For sure.
I have things to say.
You know?
about it later.
Okay. Oh, later. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's giving Blackpink. It's fun, but it just feels derivative of that a little bit. So again, yeah, I think it just starts off like that intro is so good, and then it kind of just like
tumbles down the hill a little bit for me.
I guess it tumbles down to just another level that stays there.
Oh,
yeah.
I will say like Soyeon's rap.
Okay, yeah.
Speed a little bit.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, it's not my favorite G-Idol song, but I enjoy it.
Valid.
It's not my fave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neverland, listen, don't come for us.
I mean, give us your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Player 3, we have SF9, or is it SF8? With, I know, BIBORA.
Player 3.
And it's done by Han Sung-ho, Park So-suk, Seo Ji-eun, Bong Won-suk, Jacob Aaron from The Hub, Soo-yoon, Youngbin, Jewel, and Kweyoung.
Okay, I'm glad you said all those Korean names. Yes. So Rowoon is gone.
Oh,
Quite sad about that.
yeah, sorry.
I mean, we all kind of knew it was coming.
You know what's so funny? I showed a friend who's not into K-pop at all some performances maybe from Trauma era on. She's like, he's fine. He's so fine. But why does he look like he doesn't want to be there? And I was like, he was really busy with the acting and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and he had the injuries.
yes, the back.
Yeah, he had the injuries, and I think that was making him hold back a bit in those performances.
Yeah.
I'm sure he felt maybe he was holding the group back a little bit with that. So
So no tea, no shade. But it was just so funny. Like even she noticed. She was like, ooh, who's that? And I was like, he's not in the group no more.
yeah,
But yeah, you know what? He was there for what he was there for.
yeah. But yeah, I'm glad they've moved on.
Yes.
We have a new song from them.
Mhm.
Shout out to our patron Lily. We know you love SF9, so yes. You'll have to let us know your thoughts
Oh yeah.
as well. But yeah, I enjoy this song. There is something just so K-pop about it.
Oh my god.
Because like K-pop now has just tried so hard to sound Western.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And this song is just very pure K-pop.
It is.
Like it feels like a progression of like K-pop from like a few years ago.
Yeah.
Before all the Western influence came in. So that's when we got into it.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. But it doesn't sound dated.
No,
Like it does sound like a progression from that. So yes, I appreciate they aren't trying to follow the trend too much there. The dance beat that runs through has a nice energy to it.
Mhm.
It starts off kind of, it starts off strong.
Yeah.
And the verse melodies are really nice, I would
Yeah.
say. I would say actually like the verses more than the chorus.
Ooh,
Maybe.
valid.
I think the melody of the chorus is satisfying. And I think the post-chorus with the the repeat is nice.
Yeah.
I would have loved an even bigger harmony stack there just to build the energy a little bit more. And yeah, I appreciate the vocal production of it, like all the switching back and forth, like I sing a line, you sing a line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do enjoy that, and they all sound really good. It's not overly auto-tuned. Zuho's rap verse is pretty good there, and it's a highlight. I will say Taeyong's voice stands out for me for sure. Very sexy tone.
I was gonna say that. I was trying to be dirty.
Yeah, and the slight rasp and like breathiness, he like really knows how to do that well.
Yeah, but
So yeah, so I didn't even know it was him. I was just like, when I first listened to it, I was just like, just like close my eyes, like listen to the track.
right.
And then it was only after when I read the lyrics and I was like, oh, it's him. Of course it's him. Of course it's him. Anyway,
That same friend was like, "Who's that one?" She's like, "He's a star."
he's a star. He is a star. But we'll get to that, I guess, when we get to the, the visuals.
Oh, this is right.
Yeah.
Okay, so hot and heartbroken boys all back at the puzzle. I love that. Okay, don't get me wrong. If you watch the show, every time the guys have been on our like
Reviews.
Pop Boss reviews,
Yeah.
I've said stop crying. But you know what? Keep crying because listen, this one is like more like asking the person to come back, and I'm okay with that. At this point, they're handsome, they're talented. Like, who wouldn't want their ex to be like, "I want you back"? Like, it's cute.
Oh, what they do, but yeah.
Yeah, right. Depends on what they do. So, right. Yeah. Anyway, point is, the reason I brought up Rowoon not being there and whatnot is because Zuho's parts are very interesting because he has a lower tone. Rowoon was more of the lower toned R&B-ish singer.
Mm.
So I think him singing those verse parts are interesting because like Rowoon could have been singing there. Even that one has more parts where I think Jaeyoon would have sang.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Just in terms of like tempo,
Zua sounded great.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was so happy because I was like, this is what building a group is about. Not just for having multiple members, but just in case someone can't sing a part, or maybe there's a vocal growth, another member can sing. And that's what it's showing here. So I think they both had a lot more parts. And even without certain members, they really hold it down. And that's what's important. I really do appreciate it because the performance quality didn't drop because they lost Jaeyoon to the army and then Rowoon to like, you know, career changes, whatever. I will say that there are a few lines that make me go, what?
Yeah.
Like Hwee calling himself, they call me carpet.
Yeah. What? See, I didn't know that he was saying that.
Hilarious.
Like when I listened to, you know, it wasn't until I read the lyrics that I was like, yeah. I mean, he sings it with conviction.
They call me carpet. I was like, no, it's not his fault. And if it is,
it might be. He's on the.
But I don't think
songwriter.
Carpet. Anyway, you're right. Hang on.
He might have written his own line.
It's up for debate. But my point is, there are better ways to express saying that you feel like a doormat. Like whoever wrote that line, I'm just good for him though for writing a lot. Either way, but I just don't like that one. It's one of the lines that just really just stood out to me. And In Song is a gem throughout this whole song. He gave me the ad libs that I need in your groups.
Yeah.
Because they give all the noise throughout the song. By the time you get to the end, you're like, oh, your ears are fatigued. This was great. And then he gave it to me. And like you said, the production, bass line gives a coolness. The melody of the keys made it sentimental. And the strings gave it drama. The song is satisfactory, but I have to say, I'm not sure if it stands up to Teardrop, Puzzle, or even Trauma.
I can agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So that's the end of round one. So it's time to pick a winner. This one's interesting here.
Because I feel like it's even, like we like certain things about don't like.
Yeah.
Shoot. I didn't actually.
I think out of these three, if I had to choose one to listen to right now, I would probably pick SF9.
Oh, I'm surprised.
Yeah. Because, you know, I'm into that kind of like older K-pop, like dance thing.
No, you're right.
So it fits in like what I usually like.
Yeah.
So I guess out of these, I guess I'll pick that one.
Dang. Oh my God. You know what? You're right. I also think I can sing the verses back to you right now and the chorus fully of SF9 as opposed to just the chorus and bridge of Rewind. So I'm going to pick BIBORA as well.
Okay.
They win.
Interesting. So will SF9 win round two? Maybe. Well, round two is about the video.
Round two.
So first up, okay, B1A4, Rewind. What did you think?
That video is so weird. You know, it's true B1A4 fashion for sure. It's weird.
Oh, is that what they're known for?
I mean, when think about like K-pop era when it was like super colorful and like all the random like Disney kind of silhouettes where it's like short jacket, long shirt, that and the What's Happening video. There's like this couple with like these Barbie and Ken masks. It was very strange. And then they have Beautiful Target, and they're on like a little ambulance fire truck thing. So it's a little weird to me. It feels like it's very true to form. Okay, but it's like a mature version of true to form.
Okay,
you know? They all seem to have like this monotonous lifestyle in the video, right? Like Gongchan's in a factory, Sinu's in a Kenpo training facility, and Sandu is commuting on a train. It could all be a bad dream that they're having. Boring lives that reappear and just do the same thing over and over again until something disrupts it. In this case, it's a winged something or other. Like a cockatoo in one scene, a feather, a little baby Cupid, this kind of thing. And I guess each disruption causes like the boys' world to like blend. It's very like Marvel-esque into the Spider-Verse giving, you know? Because it's like, why are they all like meeting up and then like enjoying each other's company?
Okay.
The standout scenes were like the lightsaber scene. I thought that was so cute. That or everything everywhere at once. That's kind of like blending the worlds or whatever. And it's like, why is there a lightsaber in this?
Lightsaber was cool.
You know what I'm saying? Or like, why is it that when someone shoots a gun or something, it hits
another member?
Yeah. Or the train, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, dancing on the train was super cute. And then the lightsaber scene was cool. But and then it clicked. Remember they kept clicking the forget button?
The thing.
So it was giving everything everywhere else for me. Googly eyes.
Okay.
That's my theory.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, like I said, I don't really know much about B1A4. So yeah, this was definitely odd. So yeah, I didn't know what to expect really. But I enjoyed it. It was entertaining, I think, because it's weird, right? And it does have some great moments. Like I think the cinematography of all three individual like locations were great. Like they're all completely different. There's like kind of odd stuff going on in all three of them. So there's little things you can look out for in each one. So yeah, my interpretation was more just that it was about like the monotony of life, like regular life. And then you have your friends to like help you like,
that's cute.
break out of that. That's what I thought, because like it's like the three of them are like coming together and they're like actually having fun together. So yeah, I didn't go as deep, I guess, as you.
That's me, hat.
I will appreciate, I mean, we'll talk about the choreography for round 3, but I did appreciate how like loose they all were, like just performance-wise in those scenes.
Yeah.
And it's just refreshing because obviously with K-pop, most K-pop groups now are just so polished, and this one felt not as planned, which was like just refreshing.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Very agreed. Yeah. All right. So we have playoff 2 with Super Late. All right. So what did you think about this video?
I mean, it's what I wanted. It's what I wanted from when I heard the song. It's good. It's a good video. Those stadium scenes are awesome. Like the stage setup with the like all the levels and stuff, and it just looks so grand. The 5 of them look so strong together. Like, I think we've talked about this maybe with Girls Aloud or something. There's that performance of Fling where they are just stomping down, all wearing those gold dresses, and it's that's what you want. Yeah, girl group. It's that
to feel the
it's the when the power when they're together.
Yes, a unit.
Yes, and you can feel that chemistry.
Yeah,
and with G-I-DLE, I will say they have one of the best like group chemistries.
Absolutely,
I think of current K-pop groups, not just girl groups, like
in general.
Like you can just feel that they are all on the same wavelength, like in their group scenes. Yeah, they're all giving the same amount of energy. They're all giving the same vibe. Yeah, like I really, really appreciate that with them. The individual scenes are great. Yeah, of course, like everything stood out. Honestly, like all 5 are memorable scenes. They kept the color palette kind of the same. It's very Renaissance, or Beyonce Renaissance. And yeah, they're just great performers. Like all 5 of them, like they just improved so much, like as a unit. It's insane. Yeah, we say this every time I think we talk about G-I-DLE, but this is the type of video that I could show a non-K-pop fan and it could convert them.
That's what I did.
Yeah. Oh, really?
The friend I'm telling you about.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hey, look at this. Look at. She's like, she's like, why am I singing this song? I said, it's the power of K-pop. And I watched the video. She said, excuse me, lady. Because it was giving.
It's giving.
It's Choupois at the end. I'll get to it, but the camera angle was good. She's walking.
Yeah.
The hair is flapping. I was like, go off, ladies. All right. So this video is good because of the color palette. Like you said, the silvers and the black, it gives like this whole chrome effect.
Yeah.
And because they maintain those colors, them using like iconic women throughout pop culture and just using that color palette, I wouldn't say forces the hand of the people like the creative direction, but it allows for
You made balloons.
I made balloons. If you're not watching, balloons pop.
Some Zoom features that we can't turn off. Sorry.
It's hilarious. Okay, so well, that's how I feel about this song.
I want to do it again. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
But yeah, we have Cleopatra, Queen of Hearts, Cruella, Medusa, and Athena, and each of these girls play this role without trying to look Egyptian, without trying to look like the ethnic group that it comes from, because they're forced to use, not forced, but they are able to use and manipulate the silvers and the blacks to fit the image. And I think that is what you're supposed to do. Take the inspiration and then just go with it. Because I can remember every little scene in this video because it was just so stinking good. Not because they were copying, but they just did their own thing, you know? And I think for me, it's like everything looks super clean. Like, well, like, even the CG, you and I complain quite often about CGI and K-pop either like really bad or flat and just like, but this one, because of all the lighting, so shout out to the team who directed it. Loved it. The girls on the camera, natural charisma throughout. And I've got to say, I can't think of rhinestone leotards and armies of women without thinking about Beyonce.
Yeah.
Like, that's just her hold, y'all.
It is.
Can't lie about it. But the girls did what they could to make it something respectable. And for me, it's like, I was like, oh man, I wish we had a group like after school. They switched up the concept. This is the closest thing that I think we're going to get to after school, because they've done so many different little themes and they've owned it. I'm not sure they'll hop on a poll anytime soon, but
I would be here.
Oh my God, yeah.
They would be the ones to do it.
Yeah. And they could, because now they have this reputation of being those girls.
Yeah.
And this video stamps that. Like, bam, super lady approved. So yeah, super lady approved.
Good video.
Super Duper Proofs too as well.
Oh yeah. All right, so we're moving on to player 3. What did you think of SF9's BIBORA video?
Okay, hang on. Sorry. The start of the video makes you laugh because Chinese on the floor
Oh yeah.
coming out of nowhere. I'm like, who kicked this boy down? And he had to get up. I don't know why he was on the ground. Like, I feel like there was no like establishing shot of him like just kind of laying there. It was just, he spawned. And I was like, what the heck? Oh my God. Oh, that's the only thing I don't really care for. I think the palette of it was so pretty. Like the warmer, muted colors in this video was really pretty. It felt like a rainy day. It looked like a rainy day. I was like, wow, moody. The dance scenes were chaotic in terms of camera. Sorry, in terms of filming, and I guess that was to reflect the disorder in one's mind, like the whole camera work as they're dancing, as though it's disorienting. But I think that's the whole point of it. And they were in this windy kind of like force majeure kind of disaster setting. Like the first one was like oranges and red. The second one was blue. And then the last one was just boo, baby, yeah. It got me engaged. I think out of all the scenes though, because I'm not gonna lie, as many compliments as I'm giving it, this is not anything that they haven't done already. It's a lot more dynamic than Teardrop. Teardrop was just them sitting there looking like models, you know, like perfume models.
Yeah.
This one has a little bit more action and like, you know, the camera work was fun with them falling on the bed and things like that. Like things were interesting, but it's not atypical of what they would do, right? And Zuho's argument scene had me in stitches. So instead of getting an actual actress, they just had this man.
Yeah, internal struggle.
Yeah, he did a great job. I was like, he was very passionate.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how I would react if someone was sitting there hitting the ceiling when I'm talking about it. I'm like, this is an instant conversation over. But I guess it was dramatic. It worked. His one stood out to me the most.
Yeah.
And that one in the like this paper flying around him. It's like,
oh yeah.
Yeah. But I like the dance scenes. I think those are like my favorite scenes though, just in terms of like how disastrous it looked. Like, you know, Wizard of Oz. I can't just
Interesting.
Yeah, those
Okay, I did not like those scenes. I would actually say Zuho was also my favorite part of the whole thing. But yeah, you just mentioned CGI and stuff. I don't think this needed all those effects. Like that wasn't like all the stuff with like the wind and the water stream and all that. Like it just didn't.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah.
It felt unnecessary. Because, like, for example, like that random moment where one of them's like overwatering the plant, like that's already like enough because it's like odd. You can see that there's internal struggle without needing a CGI leaf to grow out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Holding
like
the plant.
Yeah, like everything's just like extra. Like it was like those scenes that didn't have the CGI that stood out the most to me.
Yeah,
like the bathtub.
Yeah,
or the repeats of them falling into the bed.
Yeah. That's valid.
Those are the most interesting scenes to me because that's where you really felt the like internal struggle. You don't need all the extraness of all the.
I forgot about the CGI. I just forgot about the dancing where they're kind of like dancing.
Yeah. Well, so I didn't like the dance. I'm sorry if I sound super negative, but I didn't like the dance scenes because that fake like dead forest scene, it just looks so cheap because like. They're in this apartment building complex thing, and then they're on the street, and then it's like, why are they suddenly in a dead forest?
Because that's what their life is without this.
Yeah, but I didn't get that. Like, I feel like the whole thing should have just taken place in the apartment complex and then the street.
That's valid. Rooftop.
Yeah. And then the rainstorm finally came at the end, which I was waiting for that because obviously BIBORA means rainstorm. And I will say it's not as like climactic.
Oh, yeah?
Like, the rain scene isn't as, like, this is the climax.
That's what the camera was
moment
for.
As I wanted it to be. Yeah, I don't know. This video just, like, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. And now the camera has zoomed in quite in on us.
It's very dynamic in this.
But you know what?
Anyway.
We can't control it. So, anyway, yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of this video. I think they do a good job. I just don't need all the extra.
Okay, in my defense, I like the colors.
Sure.
Okay. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, valid. Completely valid. You're so right. I forgot all about the CGI. Yeah. Marvel has taken over the world. All right, Hoodle Doodle, on to the choice.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right. I'll go first. There we go. I'm going to pick Super Lady.
Has to be Super Lady. That video I could watch
all the time.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so
Yeah.
round 3 is here.
Yeah.
And it's all about the performance and choreography.
Round 3.
Okay, B1A4,
Yes.
rewind.
Yes.
Okay, so again, I do love the whole 90s aesthetic. We haven't seen it in a minute, I think.
True.
Like
True.
full,
Well.
yeah, like this at least. So, made me think of like Shiny's 101 or like, that kind of thing. So I appreciate that whole aesthetic. I did watch quite a few performances. The ones with the handheld mics are much stronger
Yeah.
because it just makes sense for this and for them to prioritize the vocals.
Yeah.
And they sound really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think overall, I appreciate the simplicity of the choreography overall, like compared to more current K-pop groups. It is still quite cardio heavy though. Like there's still a lot of jumping and it's a lot of grooves and it's a lot of like faker movements and things.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's still hard to do.
Yeah.
But it's just, because current K-pop dances are crazy. And yeah, it looks fun.
It does.
And it does allow a lot of great moments for them to interact with each other. So there are a lot of and again, watching all the different performances, it felt very genuine.
Yes.
Because it's very relaxed. It's like when they look at each other, they're giving different faces at each other, or they're actually looking at each other at different parts of the song. Because, we said, I think for NMIX maybe, or I forget who we said, but, where every smile and every wink and everything is just so choreographed.
It was, Better Up.
Oh, yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with them, they don't need all that.
Yeah.
They're just getting on stage and they're just having fun with it. So, yeah, I appreciated it. I think it matched the song and I think it did the job well. Yeah.
You know what? Now, in hindsight, I think it's an age thing too. Like, if you look at, like, when we were watching the Super Lady video, or just the faces, I just look at the camera and I was like,
yeah, it's an experience thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And they definitely have it. Not to sound like I'm trying to be like rude or nothing like that, or like I'm never going to be 30, but like for guys in their 30s and whatnot, they were really like giving some choreo. Like, I know it sounds crazy. But it's been hang on, wait. My point is, they were not dancing as much as they used to. Like, let's be real here. Like, all the years that have passed, like they haven't performed as like soloists or like, hey, bam, here's my opus right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were getting it. Like, I genuinely enjoyed watching them because the choreography wasn't super like athletic, but it had some intricacies that I saw that I thought, oh wow, this is very groove heavy. And no offense, but a lot of the people from K-pop, like second gen, were not grooving. It was a lot of stop and go and stop and a go. It doesn't mean they can't dance, but this dance choreography was very like current, And I like that it's not too flashy. They just have like nice grooves and footwork. And shout out to whoever choreographed it. I didn't find out who it was, but like the formations throughout the first verse are so good. They really utilize the background dances really well. And I like the point dance, the rewind, rewind.
Yeah.
And then they did something else with some other hand stuff that fit rewind. Sandu, Gongchan, and Sinu looked so much like they were having a lot of fun. And I appreciate that. Because like you said, and I appreciate that they're singing live, because I heard someone go flat, which I appreciate, because I'd rather take a flat note because you were dancing and singing than pay to see you to lip sync. So go ahead, guys.
Yes. Okay, so moving on to Super Lady.
So this was done by Kristen of Jam Republic by way of Royal Family, by way of Paris Gobel, by way of Kyle Tootin, who knows. Anyway, I wasn't expecting crazy choreography because they're not the girls to do that.
Yeah.
But I do wish that for the chorus, a more Vogue-inspired or whacking style. Something a little bit more like, that was less like Beyonce on the Run 4 tour. You know what I'm saying? Like pre-Renaissance dancing. Like something just a little bit more femme. I'm not saying they weren't feminine, but it was just very much like, come on, ladies. Super ladies. It was just kind of like, okay, I guess. The marching movement was just all right. And toward the end, it felt very Royal Family coded. Not a bad thing. But we all know how they dance. It's very much like repeat the same thing over again and build it up. It's a build up. It's a canon. It's a pick up, and it has the effect. Cool. That's fine. That's dandy. But like you said, it sounded like a Blackpink song. And let's kill this love. No, it's sad. But the same thing. Hands. And I was like, dang. that is the problem kind of with using choreographers that have choreographed for other people, or having songs that feel like other things, because even if the choreographer does not mean to do so, it happens. We kind of tend to go, oh yeah, this feels like this fits here, and not realize that we've used it before, or like it looks similar to, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the kind of thing for me that bothered me a little bit, was that it was too similar to someone else's, or it looked like the choreographer that made it, and not like idols kind of, because they can dance. They have done dances like they're a little bit more complicated, but this one was a little bit more like, it was okay. No shade to Kirsten, excuse me. She's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But I just feel like with what she was given with musicality and maybe time constraints, whatever the case may be, it just did not feel as, don't get me wrong, but the performances, they've been doing a pretty decent job. Like, I like the beginning where they peel out and come back together.
Yeah.
The formations are really good. They're singing live, so I'm not expecting like jerky choreography, and I appreciate that. So Kirsten choreographed properly for performers. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I just feel like some of the moves were like, oh, I've seen that before.
Yeah, I will say, so with the performances, they've had some really cool staging and stuff, with the stage going up and very, very cool. I will say, so I didn't know who choreographed it, so thank you for the information, because it was giving like Western.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah,
it was giving Western girl group. Like I mentioned, Little Mix.
Yeah,
I could see Little Mix doing this choreography.
Yes,
and again, I agree with you. It's not in a bad way. Like, it fits in with them. Like, if you've never seen them perform like Power or Salute or anything, it totally fits with like what this was. So it's just not very K-poppy. Yeah. And yes, it does allow them to then like really just perform it, because they don't need focus on doing all these crazy moves and getting them right. You know, it's just, it's powerful. It's a lot of hip hits. It's, you know, little arm movements. Yeah. A lot of hair flips and stuff. Yeah. So it's just like, it's just performance choreography. So I appreciate that. It definitely takes a superhero concept and kind of runs with it. Like you get like the arms and, you know. Yeah. And that stance at the end, superhero stance at the end. So yeah, I think it's hard to judge it against other K-pop groups, because it is the more kind of Western style of it. So if I look at it from that way, I do think it does a good job. But in terms of like, would I ever want to learn this or like take a class of learning this? No.
That's the that's the...
But I enjoy watching them perform it. But there's no like real like point choreo. Is there?
Yeah, like the
what part is that? Oh,
on my way, lady. They're here, lady. I don't think lady. Come on, super lady. Oh yeah,
point choreo.
That's my point.
Yeah. So yeah. Again, it just allows them to perform the crap out of it. Yes. And they, again, can utilize that chemistry that they have to really like elevate it. So yeah, I think it does the job. Yeah.
Satisfaction.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just K-pop. Again, K-pop choreo is just crazy. So the standard is just like kind of odd. Yeah. So just to compare everything. Yeah. Okay. So the last player, BIBORA. Okay, so I did like the choreography more than the video. It's hard. My first time that I watched this, I was like, yo, this looks hard. And especially, so for me, I'm very like tall and lanky, right? So my biggest issue as a dancer over the years has always been that I look flaily. Yeah, and it's usually my arms, right? Yeah. My arms are flaily when I'm doing like choreo like this song. Like I would look awful doing the choreography for this song, because it's a lot of arms that are super sharp and little small movements, and it can look really messy. Right. So I appreciate that they do a really good job of it. They're not like 100% together just because the choreography is just crazy. Yeah. But they did a good job of cleaning it where they could and executing it and giving the same amount of energy where they could. I will say it's hard because I feel like their dance ability, maybe not ability, but like just their performance styles, mixed bag. It's a mixed bag in this group. Yeah. They all kind of give something a little different. So unlike G-I-DLE, where they're like really cohesive in that way, SF9 has never been that. Yeah. But you kind of like Taeyong kind of like freaking it, doing the most. Yeah. And again, in a good way in his case, but the others aren't giving that same amount of energy in that. I don't know. It's just like, it's not.
It's tough because I get it because we're dancers.
Yeah.
When we dance together, he dances a certain way, I dance a certain way. That's what we mean. It doesn't mean they can't dance. It just means like people have certain skill set. Like, I don't know. Like you can whack, right?
Oh, I'm okay. Yeah.
I can whack. You would say
it's also just the vibe that you're getting.
Yeah,
so like if you're doing like a body roll, for example, like Taeyang goes like full sexy, right?
It's all,
but some of the others are going more just like, I'm cool. And that's the different vibe.
Yeah.
And so when they're all doing that, you know, it's not like they're not all giving the same thing.
Yeah, you can tell it.
And yeah, I will say that part of the choreo, that post-chorus, like, moment.
Okay.
I wish it was like slightly. I get what they were going for with like it starts slow and then it's like body rolls and then it's like I get it, but I kind of wanted it more like groovy. I don't know. It just didn't like fit the music for me. Oh, totally, and doesn't make like a full impact.
Oh, right.
That I wanted it to have. But again, I think the choreo is super hard. I think they did a good job performing it.
Yeah.
They're getting much better, I think, with that maturity of them just like being more natural on camera.
Oh yeah.
Like each performance I watched, they were giving different facials. They had some different different things going on in each one. So I appreciate that. So yeah, I think it was good.
So I was about to say everybody but Johnny. Your man does not make any other face but the one he's got. He's
okay, yeah, other than him.
Sorry, Lily. Sorry. Give me a second. Lily's our patron. She loves him. I don't hate him. It's not that I hate him. It's just so funny because he has like this one like stoic face, but he actually was giving face in the video. I meant to shout him out. He was eating it up with the face.
Yeah.
But yes. So I did not know what the meaning of BIBORA was at first because I just watched the choreography. But this little BIBORA, if you're watching it, I've been doing it the whole time because it's this little sharp push and then a flow out. It is fast and it's hard. And then they switch the hand. When I saw that, I was like, no, take me out the dance. Put me back on the bench. Like I do like how sharp the choreography is and how smooth it is. And again, shout out to the choreographer for having such good musicality. Because even though it's not like the dynamism is not exactly the same. Like maybe the sexy body roll is more of a hip or maybe more of a chest for some other people, but the musicality is there. And I totally appreciate the choreographer for having that good musicality. And I think the choreography fits them well. Like they don't have to do too much. They did. They don't have to do too much for people to know, like, oh, this is a SF9 choreography. Because I wouldn't say no other group is doing it right now, but no other group is really doing like the whole like suit, smooth, suave guy thing right now. Because A, they're too young. B, it's not what's cool right now. And C, I don't want to say they can't do it, but they don't have a Taeyang. I'm just saying. But I think each company has like their own style anyway. Like to Hybe, to SM, to the what style does SF9's company have, right? So luckily they don't have anything to kind of bog them down by like a reputation. It's just perform, do your best, go for it. The bridge choreo has them dancing with each other in this interwoven way that I really like. That stood out to me. And the last chorus is different from the other one.
Yes.
And I was like, oh my God. And this part was very clean. I will give them that. Even though it was like this part was super clean and it's hard. So for them to have to sit there and sing through that and to keep making the faces at the camera and still keep performing, and good to them.
Yeah.
Just don't like that carpet line. But that concludes my notes on that because I'm satisfied with what I saw from them.
Okay, so what's your favorite performance? The three.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched these performers, this group, and thought they're having so much fun, and the dancers are having fun, and the dancers cheer with them when they're doing dance practices. So I'm gonna give it to B1A4 because even though the difficulty is not there, the believability is, the chemistry is, and the choreography is simple. It is what it is. BIBORA is right there. But I think I'd be picking them because I'm attracted to them, and that's not fair. So.
Okay, yeah, fair. I think just because I'm so impressed by the choreography, I would pick SF9.
I feel you.
Because each time I watch it, I notice something different in the choreography because it's just crazy. So I think I'll give it to SF9 for this one.
A ballad. All right. So overall thoughts. Overall winner. I had 3 different ones. It's gonna be hard.
Yeah, that's good. You had a different winner for each one.
Yeah, first time.
Well, I guess for me, SF9 won 2 of them.
Yeah, that's valid.
So I'll give it to them. Yeah.
I will also give to SF9 because even though this is not because I'm attracted to them, because I think altogether, for the reasons I've stated, because they quote unquote lost 2 members and still held it down. The choreography's there. The video I don't hate. It's okay. It's okay. It's not like anything dynamic, like with Trauma, the chairs. With this one, the rain. Okay, bam, you can pick certain things out. So for that, I'll give it to SF9.
Okay.
Sensational.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to all let us know what wins for you in these categories and, of course, your overall winner as well. We will be putting up reactions, a bonus reaction video for ITZY and NMIX and maybe a couple others as well. So definitely subscribe to us on Patreon and on Spotify as well. And if you'd like priority choice for our next episode topics as well, join our Patreon. And you can also message us at CCTV Pops on all social media. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for our YouTube channel. And if you're enjoying the show on a podcast platform, please give us a follow, rating, and review. Until next time, that's Chantel.
That's good.
Signing off from CCTV, the nonstop pop show.